So it appears Manny Machado is headed to the Bronx to play for the New York Yankees. Now, before I get going into this video, I'm going to tell you that nothing is official yet. We don't know the contract details. We don't know the years. We don't know the money. All we're going off is one source on Twitter. So I just wanted to put that out there before I get going into what's going on. As always, if you guys do like these videos and you want to see more of them, leave a like on this. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're bringing you MLB news all the time. Whenever there is news, I mean, this stuff hasn't even happened yet, but I felt like I need to make a video on it because it has been the talk of the town. So yeah, if you like baseball, subscribe. And get in that comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is real? Do you think this is fake? What are your thoughts? Are you happy? Are you sad? Let me know in the comment section down below. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Always talking about baseball on there, so those are good places to follow me as well. So yeah, Dan Clark, a Baltimore Orioles writer, came out last night on Twitter and said this. I'm going to put the tweet on the screen probably right over here, and then I'm also going to link in the description down below in case you guys want to look at it yourself. Here's what the tweet says. Have heard that the Yankees, Phillies, and White Sox have all made their final offers to Manny Machado, and it is indeed New York where he'll be heading. Announcement expected early January, and that was at about 4 p.m. yesterday, which is right around when I released my video, so that's why I didn't have it out yesterday. In case you didn't see that card in the top right-hand corner. No pressure to click it. So this isn't really big news. I think everyone thought that Manny Machado was going to be going to the Yankees when it was down to them, the Phillies, and the White Sox. He's wanted to be a Yankee for a long time. But here's the problem here. Because listen, Dan Clark, I'm sure, is a very credible writer. I don't understand why he would go out there, make such a bold claim, and it would be a lie. But in the last year, last 2 years, last 3 years, as Twitter has grown, we have seen a lot of false reporting going on Twitter. It seems like there's always a race to be the first person to break a story, which is fine. That's their job. They're supposed to be breaking stories. But sometimes we don't get the right information. Great example, everyone and their mother thought Wilmer Flores was being traded for Carlos Gomez in the trade deadline back in 2015. That ended up not happening. We know the whole story of that. Wilmer cries on the field, the trade doesn't happen, the Mets get Cespedes instead, the rest is history. But this wouldn't be the first time that someone on Twitter has misreported information. Now listen, I don't think Dan Clark is making this up. He even went on to say that his source was a friend slash former teammate of Manny Machado. So he definitely got this from somewhere, but it's just a matter of whether it's actually true. And personally, I think he's right, but we cannot go ahead and say it's official just yet. Because at the end of the day, until I'm seeing the Yankees announcing it, until I'm seeing Manny Machado talking about it, until I'm seeing everybody saying that it's done, until I see it go across the banner on MLB Network where it says Manny Machado to the Yankees, official, pending physical, something along those lines, I can't take it for actual truth. But I don't think Dan Clark's making this up. I just don't necessarily know if this is 100% true. But like I said, he's going to the Yankees. It's pretty obvious. It's just we're not going to go ahead and call it official yet. Now, for those of you expecting me to go into details about the analysis of this move, I'm going to save that for when we see the money, the years, the whole contract details. I don't want to go too much into it so that it's not like a repeat video when I do come out with that, because he is going to the Yankees. But I wanted to make this video because, one, everybody's talking about it and, you know, views. And I feel like it needed to be talked about because it is a weird scenario. Like, I don't want people to be ripping on Dan Clark. I don't think that he's lying. I don't think that he's trying to be sneaky and just get clicks and views. I think what he's saying he believes is actually true. Someone told this to him. But at the same time, this is part of the whole culture that's changing in baseball and how it's being reported, especially with Twitter. It's about breaking the news first. We know about the Noah Syndergaard trade stuff that was going on. Trades are imminent. He's going to be moved. Nothing happened. We've been seeing that all off season, especially this year. So I just wanted to talk about it because, as you guys know, this is something that bothers me. I'm not happy about the type of reporting that's going on, but at the same time, I do understand it. That's the world we live in. It's unfortunately something we're going to have to live through, but if this does come true, this does help out Dan Clark a ton, adds a ton of credibility to him. Not that he needs the credibility. I mean, the dude's got a check mark. He is an official writer, but it adds a ton of credibility to him, and it also helps out the baseball reporters in general because now you can like start to almost have more faith in them. So Yankee fans, I think you can be excited. I think Manny Machado is going to be a New York Yankee, but also at the same time, just be weary. We still haven't heard anything official. Don't go declaring 2019 World Series champions just yet, because until that contract is signed, until it's official, until we know that he's going to be in pinstripes, I'm not going to go 100% in on this move. So Dan Clark, if you're watching this or you're somehow seeing this, I'm not calling you a liar. We're not having any beef here, but I just want to make sure that I have all the information and it's confirmed, it's official, all that good stuff before we start really talking about it. So I apologize, Yankee fans, if you wanted to see me react to this. You'll see me react to it when it's official, and I'm telling you, you're going to like it. In other Major League Baseball news, Jonathan Lucroy signed a 1-year, I believe it was $3.5 million contract. Shout out to John Heyman for misspelling LA Angels. Must have been hitting the sauce a little bit hard last night. And maybe he was a little bit sleepy. I know John Heyman in the past has complained about how late baseball games start, so it could have just been late for him and he was tired. For the Angels, I think that's a good signing. Jonathan Lucroy isn't the catcher that we once saw in Milwaukee, where he was an all-star, one of the best hitting catchers in the league. He definitely has slowed down offensively, but he still calls a good game behind the plate. Unlike in the video games, he's actually pretty good defensively. I mean, I know in MLB The Show, he's one of the worst catchers in the game defensively, but he's actually not that bad in real life. He still does a serviceable job offensively as a catcher, especially in a Major League Baseball, where the catching production offensively is so small. I mean, you have like 5 or 6 guys that really make a difference offensively. Jonathan Lucroy is towards the bottom tier of that, maybe top 10 offensively. But at the end of the day, the Angels still probably got a top 10 catcher in baseball. He's real close, Jonathan Lucroy, real close. $3.5 million, really cheap. If you're an Angels fan, you've got to be excited. They're at least trying to make moves. They got Matt Harvey, they got Trevor Cahill, they got Jonathan Lucroy, they got Justin Bour. Matt Harvey and Trevor Cahill were more on the expensive side, but that's because of pitching. But Justin Bour and Jonathan Lucroy, I think, combines for, what, like $6 million? And that makes that team a lot better, and that's a great move for the Angels. They're definitely trying to compete. It's still the Astros out there, but I think the Angels are making some very nice moves. There was also another move involving a former Angels player. Matt Shoemaker signed with the Toronto Blue Jays. Let me go ahead and get his contract details real quick. I didn't see that. All right, so similar to Jonathan Lucroy, Matt Shoemaker signed for 1 year, $3.5 million. We know that when he's on the mound, he's a pretty good pitcher. But the problem, of course, has been being on the mound for Matt Shoemaker. He has a lot of injury problems, just has a difficult time staying healthy. When he was healthy, though, he was pretty good for the Angels. Here's the problem, though, with Matt Shoemaker, and at $3.5 million, it's really not a problem. That's just like a flyer. Let's take a risk here. You're not losing anything. That's dirt cheap for a pitcher. But he has a hard time staying healthy, like I said. Since 2014, here's how many starts he's made. He made 20 in 2014, 24 in 2015, 27 in 2016, 14 in 17, and 7 last year. So the dude has really never completed a full Major League season of being healthy. But at the same time, for the Blue Jays, you just spent $3.5 million on a guy who's going to be a pitcher in your staff. That's dirt cheap. There's no risk there, and there's high reward. Although, you know, the Blue Jays really aren't doing anything competitively next year, especially with the Yankees and Red Sox. But you got Vlad Guerrero Jr. coming up. Maybe that'll get a little excitement. Matt Shoemaker, when he's on the mound, is pretty good. I mean, go back to 2016, 3.88 ERA. You go back to 2014, 3.04. The years in between, he was around the 4.5s, but for a back-end starter in the American League, that's really not that bad. With Shoemaker, you're not getting anything sexy. He doesn't strike out a whole lot of batters. He pitches pretty much to contact, but again, $3.5 million, cheap. You can't be angry if you're a Blue Jays fan, unless you're expecting them to go get, I don't know, someone big name. But the Blue Jays aren't doing that. They're trying to trade Stroman, possibly. Overall, I think that's going to be pretty much it for this video. I don't think there's any other news that I missed. Let me check MLB.com real quick. Actually, there's a little bit of other news I did forget about. The New York Mets actually made an offer to Yasmani Grandal, supposedly 4 years, $60 million, and he turned it down. Now, I don't know if it's because he wanted more money, if he didn't like the situation with the Mets, but he's crazy if he thinks he's getting more than $15 million a year, especially after Wilson Ramos just signed that 2-year, $19 million contract. You saw Jonathan Lucroy go for $3.5 million, essentially. As Manny Grandal, you're probably not getting more than $15 million. And also, for the Mets, great job. You gave him what you wanted, he didn't want it, and you got someone who's better offensively and for cheaper. So now as a Met fan, I'm excited because I'm like, oh, wait, we got some extra money to spend, because the Mets were planning on dedicating $40 more million over the next 4 years to Yasmani Grandal than they were to Wilson Ramos for the next 2 years. So we got some money to spend. So let's go get us a center fielder, please. Like, Juan Lagares is a great defensive replacement, great bench bat. But as a starter, it's just not going to cut it for us, especially with the injury problems. So take that extra surplus of money we have from getting Wilson Ramos and not signing Grandal, and go get me either another starting pitcher to add some depth, preferably Gio Gonzalez, bump Jason Vargas to the bullpen, or go get me a center fielder. Please, Mets, please, we're so close. We did a lot of great stuff this offseason. Let's cap it off with getting another great move. Also wanted to bring it up in this video, but I forgot at the beginning, so it's going to come at the end. But the Phillies, what's going on with the Phillies offseason? Because they overpaid Andrew McCutchen when they could have paid that much to get Michael Brantley, who, let's be honest, is a better player right now. They've said that they're going to get Machado. Looks like they're not going to get Machado. They've said they're going to get Harper. I don't think Harper's going to be going there, considering he doesn't seem to like Philadelphia very much. What are the Phillies waiting for? And when are they going to finally make a move? I mean, as a Mets fan, I'm very excited. Please, make no moves. Have Andrew McCutchen and Gene Segura be the only moves you make this offseason, but I heard all this talk, and right now, it doesn't seem like the Phillies are really doing much, so are they gonna make any moves? I mean, Philly fans, let me know. Are they doing anything? Like, am I missing something? Because really, you can't possibly believe you're getting Bryce Harper now, really. And now that's gonna be the end of the video. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Is Manny Machado definitely going to the Yankees, or are you still skeptical? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and you enjoy the content. If that sub button's red, click it. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any content. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. There will be links in the description to both of those. YouTube recommends you watch this video right here, as well as this is my most recent upload. In case you didn't see either of these, give them a click. That's going to be all for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.